This is CPAs and Beignets, where numbers tell stories. We're serving up real conversations with CPAs about who they are, how they got here, and what lights them up out of the office. All right.
Okay, you ready?
Hey, back at it. Welcome, everybody, back to CPAs and Beignets podcast, where numbers tell stories. Back from the holidays. And how were your
Yes.
holidays?
Oh, they were great, Ron. Thanks.
Yeah, and I want to say the holidays. You know, now we're easing into my favorite holiday,
Oh,
which is Mardi Gras.
yep, that's right.
And the thing I love about New Orleans, and I tell people all the time, our New Year's resolutions only last 5 days
That's right.
because January 6th, the Feast of the Epiphany.
That's right. We got to get that time in for king cake,
You know,
right?
we only have to give up bad
That's
things
right.
for 5 days,
That's
and
right.
then, you know, so here we are in the
Yeah.
heart of the season.
But king cake calories don't count.
Yeah, so little
That's what I heard.
rebrand today.
Yes,
This
yes.
is CPAs and Beignets and King Cake podcast, but just for this episode.
Yes.
You know, I'm always excited. I say it every time, and I feel weird if I
am.
didn't. It's sort of like my tagline. And I'm really excited about today's guest,
Woo.
and may or may not have something to do with my favorite holiday.
Maybe so.
And that may or may not have something to do with the timing of this whole thing. But we're thrilled to have Trish Thibodeau with us.
Yes. Welcome, Trish.
Well, thank you. I am so excited to be here, following in the footsteps of the greats who have gone before me.
That's right.
Like Anthony and Bridget.
Yeah, you're just
that's
another great on the
That's
list,
right.
You know.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, lots to talk about. We love to talk about CPAs and beyond what they do as CPAs. Well, we talk a little bit about what they do as CPAs, but we have a question to ask for you, and we'll start that one out.
Yeah, and it's our traditional question, and I think it's a great one to kind of kick off our conversation. We like to ask everybody to kind of fill in the blank. I am a CPA, and so how would you answer that, Trish?
Oh, my goodness. There are so many taglines and epithets that I could add to that. So, I am a CPA and I'm a performer. I'm a friend. I am a manager. I am a goddess.
Okay.
So,
All right.
just so many things.
Oh,
Happy
I like
Mardi
the
Gras,
goddess.
y'all.
Yeah,
That's about a
I
New
didn't
Orleans,
expect
Louisiana
that one in that
answer,
answer,
goddess.
but it's very appropriate. So.
I love it. You know, the other thing we talk about, and we get to talk about 2 desserts today.
Yes.
Do you have a beignet story, and then do you have a king cake story? A favorite way to eat beignets, a favorite king cake? Do you stand in line all night while, you know, the first day they come out?
I actually do have a cute beignet story. When I was in the dating scene, and it was also the advent of the electronic dating, because I figured if you had a computer, you couldn't be a total loser. So I had set up with a date with a gentleman at Cafe Du Monde, because in public too, because I did want to live throughout the date. You know, I was a little
Never
concerned.
sure. That's right.
Right. So that was my first date with my now husband. Was at Cafe Du Monde. He's not even into beignets or coffee.
But he was
he
into
did
you,
it for me.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then after we walked around the French Quarter, looked at all the sites. It was really, really nice. And obviously it worked out well, because 15 years later, I've
right.
still kept him around.
That's nice.
That's top
that's a
position
sweet
on Cool's
story.
beignet story.
That's
a
right.
sweet story. I saw what you did there. All right, well, can't top that with the king cake story.
No.
We'll just leave it
That's
alone.
right. That's right.
We do have Antoine's today. Which
Yes.
I didn't know about Antoine's until this year, and it's all I've heard about. So we were thrilled to have Antoine's king cake today.
Yep.
We'll
dig
enjoy
in the
that
boat.
later.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm
For
excited.
sure. You know, we talked about you being a goddess. Great title. Also a CPA. So CPA
Yes.
goddess.
Yes.
I keep trying to get them to change my business card, but no go yet.
No
I mean,
go.
I have seen the mock-up before, but you know, it hasn't made it all the way through yet.
2 really unique hats to wear and very different. How does a goddess aspire to be a CPA?
Yeah.
I mean, how do you wind up a CPA?
She's got an interesting origin story on that, because you didn't originally major in accounting. What did you major in?
No, I actually have a degree in psychology. I don't have an accounting degree at all. I'm one of those non-traditional got into accounting
Nice.
folks. So I started out with psychology because I just really love knowing how people work and understanding folks, and also understanding yourself. Psychology is a lot of introspection. Well, fate be as it may, that wasn't going to work out for me. I had some challenges happen. So I said, well, heck, I have got to figure this out, and I need to get on a new life path, because this psychology degree without a doctorate is not going to make me any money. So I did some hunting. I even went to the Department of Labor site. I'm looking for aptitude tests and various things. And I finally landed on the pre-CPA program at UNO because it was for folks like me. You just need 150 hours and the core accounting hours. And I thought, I'm so good at math and I love math. This was before I realized that accounting really wasn't a lot about, it's got math, but it's not the kind of,
It's not hard
like
math.
I actually love algebra. I know people don't say that, but I'll create algebra formulas on my own because I want to figure things out.
Algebra.
So once I got into it, I realized it was really about being detail-oriented and organized.
Yes.
And oh, baby, I am so organized. People want me to teach them a class now at work about my time management. So accounting was where I was destined to be. It just took a little bit of a circuitous route to get there.
Interesting. So you're a 150 hours person.
Ooh,
And your
190.
extra hours
190,
beyond.
yeah, to get those core
So
courses.
beyond the core courses, yours are primarily in psychology, which is sort of, we're in the process of adding some licensure pathways after many years of just having the one. And a lot of states have enacted. Louisiana's working on that for this legislative session. But, you're sort of an example of what the profession was looking to do with very diverse individuals that would be CPAs. I suspect that psychology background helps you manage and deal with and communicate with clients and your coworkers and all the other things.
I think
that
it brings
are
a lot of
involved.
benefit to how I interact with my coworkers and my clients. I think I always had a real strong talent there from the beginning because I'm trying to understand them and not just, hey, these are your numbers, but how is this impacting you? And honestly, you do have to take into account feelings. How is this going? How are you going to react to that? How is this going to impact your emotional state? And what does that do to make you react to things?
Yeah, public accounting, right?
Public
Very
accounting.
important part of what we do, the people skills part. So your career, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Let's say where you work.
Let's say, tell
us about that.
And there's some new news there
Yes,
too to
that's
share.
right.
So let's share
new,
that.
New developments.
Okay, so I work at LaPorte Malden Jenkins,
Yes, hey, there it is.
and I have been working at LaPorte for the last 11 years, but just recently in December, we have merged with Malden and Jenkins. And so for now, we're LaPorte and Malden and Jenkins until we kind of mosey into just being Malden and Jenkins. I am now a director, so that's really nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Congrats.
thank you.
Big news.
I mainly work in the audit and assurance services, so I have various clients where I'm just trying to say that, hey, your financials, you can trust those. We're trustworthy.
Yeah, absolutely. That Malden and Jenkins based out of Atlanta.
They
as I
are based
understand
out
it,
of
and
Atlanta.
this sort of adds to that southeastern approach. They're more of a big regional firm. Is that how you describe it?
They actually consider themselves, they're actually a national firm. They have
National firm.
several offices around the southeast area, Atlanta, Tennessee, various Georgia, Alabama. And yeah, I've actually met quite a lot of their leadership has been coming over. We've been integrating, and I really like them. I get a really good vibe from those folks.
Glad to hear that for sure. So the audit work and talking about the psychology background, part of what we do is professional skepticism, and we have to make decisions based on, lots of interviews with management, and we've got to rely on what they tell us. And so I suspect that you've got a unique skill when you're hearing the story. I'm thinking about like the management rep letter at the end of an audit where they're answering questions, and we need to rely on that. So it's a really nice resource to have, a nice weapon in your arsenal to have that background.
And you also do some work with nonprofits, right?
I really do love
And I think you have a
working.
passion for that as
Oh,
well.
I have such a passion for working with nonprofits and giving back to the community. It was, I went through some struggling times when I was younger. My parents were not actually good with money. So that led to some various challenges, lots of moving, losing some houses, living with my grandmother for a while. So once I got to a certain point in my career where I was all set and I could give back, I jumped in full force. So yes, I love working on my nonprofits. I love helping those folks out because they're idealists, so they're really good with the passion and the vision. They just need a little help with the numbers and the plan. I'm also serve on a few boards. I give back to the community as much as I can. I'm not always the treasurer, but often as soon as they find out you're an accountant, they want you to be the treasurer.
Goddess has another
That's right.
connotation. CPA, treasurer. Right? And I think it's so unique about our profession, and you do a great job of finding our members that are so involved in community and give back. And that's such a recurring theme that we hear everybody that we talk to. So it's very rewarding for me to be in my role in representing the profession, particularly here in Louisiana, and we hear the give back to the community all the time.
Right. And Trish does a lot of giving back. So let's talk a little bit about, you volunteer with Junior League. Tell us a little bit about that and how you use your CPA skills with them.
So a few years ago, I was actually the treasurer for the Junior League of Greater New Orleans, which is a big honor because it's a large league. We have almost 2,000 members. So that's a 3-year term. So that was like being the CFO of a membership organization. So that was pretty great experience. And once I've moved off from that level of responsibility, last year I was actually nominating. So I helped pick the new board that will be coming on for the next year for Junior League. And I've moved on to some other service positions. I'm a member at large for the LCPA NOLA chapter.
New Orleans
Right.
chapter.
Gotta
That's
love
great.
I am
Leadership
also
role.
It is.
I get
good folks there. I'm also the treasurer for the Cool Cooperative. They do after-school programming and cohorts for kids, teaching them about the film industry. And this is teaching them how to get into the film industry, not just how to be actors, but the behind the scenes. They actually make a couple films every year. One of them was even shown on HBO.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
learn how the boudin is made, right? I know you did not mention one that it's actually, I think, when I really got to know you with your involvement with the roots of music, and I see sitting behind you one of your passions and things that you're involved in. So, and we hosted Interchange in New Orleans right after COVID, and we had to go. And Interchange is all the staffs of the state societies and the AICPA get together once a year and share ideas and best practices, and we learn from each other. And I'd been the chair of that in 2020 and 2021. It's supposed to be in New Orleans. Because of COVID, we had to do it virtually. So 2022 was the first time in 3 years that we had live Interchange in New Orleans. And you came in that morning with the roots of music and
that was amazing.
and some hula hooping going
Right.
on. And it was really a fun, unique moment. And be able to say one of our members was doing that because it's so, the stereotypical CPA. And I really think that this podcast is helping break some of that mold because CPAs are so much more than, how the public sometimes perceives us or how we get pigeonholed into a certain way of thinking or acting or believing. And so tell us a little bit about the Roots of Music because I think it's such a neat program.
So the Roots of Music is another wonderful organization. It was founded by Derek Tabb, who was a member of the Rebirth Brass Band? Rebirth Brass Band. Yeah. And this is also an after-school program for kids, but they are teaching them to be in a big band. And they actually perform in quite a lot of Mardi Gras parades. And they had actually started adding programming where they were teaching these kids to be in the recording industry so they can move on into careers beyond their high school and junior high school. And it's just so great because, being from New Orleans, I love music, art, culture, just such big, wonderful things. And Derek, that's just a well-known brass band around here, Grammy-winning great brass band. And the Roots of Music, just a wonderful, wonderful organization. Because right after Katrina, we lost a lot of various programs and things to keep kids busy. And it's really great to be working with these various organizations that are trying to give these kids something more to grow beyond.
Some opportunity. And it's neat that you have a role in that, you know, be a part of that and a performer all at the same time.
Before we get to Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
I want to circle back to the work that you do with your firm, because you're not just within audit. In 2023, Trish was recognized as the LCPA's Women to Watch Emerging Leader, and a lot of that award is about mentorship. So talk a little bit about the leadership that you do within your firm to encourage these upcoming and new CPAs.
So within our firm, we have an impact coaching program where we all go through some training, and then you turn that around, and everyone who is above a certain management level is assigned some less senior staff to help them not just in their career growth. This is the thing I really like about it. It's just in your growth overall. So I'm their work coach, but also kind of their life coach as well. And that's been really rewarding. That really feeds into how much I love that psychology in the beginning, because I love accounting, and accounting is great. But when folks are coming into it, especially out of school, we have busy season, you got to kind of teach some folks how to balance these things in with their life. Okay, you're coming out of school. Now you're here working in a professional world. You've got to balance these things. How do you prioritize? How do you keep away from getting burned out? How do you manage that stress?
Yep.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great approach because it's really easy to get burned out, right? I mean, you can always be busy. There's always something to do. And we do a lot of looking at generations and generational differences. And it's always been, you hear work-life balance, and I don't even know what the current term
That's right.
is. They just keep tweaking the term, but it's the same thing that you just described. And they see more and more the firms that are doing that are very successful with recruiting and retaining talent to work there, because that you figure out work-life balance, and then there's no place or no reason for anybody to want to leave.
Yeah, we have a lot of our members getting ready to get into this heavy tax season. So what is your one best tip that you would give either new CPAs coming in or even some, more veteran CPAs? What's your best tip? Because you're very organized. So besides that, when you talk about a life coach and this well-roundedness, so one best tip for people entering tax season.
You need to manage your schedule so that you have some time for yourself. You need that recharge time. During busy season, I do have to work about 50 hours a week, and I crank it up based on my energy levels. But every day I stop and take 2 breaks. I take 2 breaks, and I'm not doing accounting. I'm either learning my Spanish, brushing up on my Spanish, or listening to an audiobook or a podcast on my treadmill in my office, because, it's king cake season. I want to continue to fit my Mardi Gras outfits. But I think you've got to recharge yourself, and it's so important. It's so important just to take those breaks, find some time for yourself. You just can't keep working all the time. And if you look at your schedule ahead of time, you can plan that out and make those recharge times non-negotiable. They need to, I put them in my calendar. I schedule meetings around them.
I'm starting to hear more about that. And, with the advent of technology and there's supercomputer in everybody's hand these days, I mean, it's really hard to get away from work. And it's nice that you don't have to be at the office all the time every day. I get that. At the same time, you have to find a way to literally unplug and not even look at a device. So what you described just now had nothing to do with, scrolling, searching, watching TikTok videos. It had to do with literally unplugging and allowing yourself time to recharge, which means you get away from all the electronics and do something totally different in your day. And do you find your energy level, let's just say you stop the task to do that, when you go back to it, is it
refreshed?
I am every single time. Yes, every single time you refresh. Sometimes you've gotten so wound up in a task that you need to disconnect. And then if you do something totally different, when you come back to it, you can look at it with a different perspective.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into that. Now, tax time is also Mardi Gras time.
Mardi Gras time.
So let's go back to some of your Mardi Gras activities. Talk about the NOLA lights.
So in 2017, with some other local hula hooping gals, I've co-founded a hula hoop group called the NOLA Nightlights. And we, as it sounds, we hula hoop in Mardi Gras parades. And we started out in Chewbacca's, but we also do quite a few local parades. We've been in the Crew of Boo. We've been in the Pride Parade. There's a few of the big Mardi Gras parades. We'll be in like Cleopatra and Iris this year. And Chewbacca's, of course, this weekend. We're always in Chewbacca's.
So what is Chewbacca's for our viewers and people that just don't know? Because we hear about Rex
Yeah.
and Endymion and Bacchus.
And
What's
this one is
Chewbacca's?
quite different,
It's a little
right?
different. So I think our listeners and viewers need to understand what Chewbacca's is.
So Chewbacca's is just, with my nerdy little sci-fi heart, the patron saint of Chewbacca's is Chewbacca. Bacchus is a well-known parade, but it's a play on names. So our great Wookiee is the patron saint of the Chewbacca's parade. And it is a walking parade, and there are several sub-crews, and it's just amazing, the play on words and the puns. It's just all sci-fi themed. There is the Crew of Who, the Crew to Chew, which is Pikachu. There is the Pink Wookiees. There's they call the folks that kind of march along with you and make sure that no one's butting into your line. That's the Red Shirt Rebellion, which if anyone knows Star Trek, those are the guys that always they send down to the planet because they're not coming back.
So if you want to be entertained, you got to go to Chewbacca's
That's right.
because everybody in that parade's got a story and they're a character somehow.
It's fantastic. The
creativity, right? You're a very creative person, so I'm sure you can look at that and giggle at some of the play on words and how people are dressed. They create their own costumes. It really is amazing.
Well, one of the big dance crews is the Leisurettes, so they're all Princess Leia's. And then this is actually where a lot of dance crews around town start out. The Beigerettes, there's the Women of Wakanda. It's such a variety, and the outfits are amazing. Everyone hand makes. All of the throws are handmade. It's quite an amazing sight.
So tell us what your experience is like with the NOLA nightlights and a parade like Chewbacca's. What does it take?
Because it's not the traditional route, right? It's not the traditional uptown route, or is it? I don't even know.
No, it's actually, we start out in the Bywater, Marigny area. And so that's a good old time. You're hanging out down there before you get going. You get to walk around and see what all the great floats, because there isn't any gas power. So a lot of people are biking these floats, or you can use electric. So you get to look at all the cool contraptions, they call them contraptions, that everyone's made. And typically you kind of wind down through the French Quarter and then wind around the Bywater and then wind through the French Quarter until we end up right around, I'd say, St. Peter. So we go on Decatur.
So in the quarter, which is where Mardi Gras used to be, right before there was the traditional uptown route. So kind of a harken back to the old days and being able to, and so with all the balconies and all the...
Yeah, you can get up close and
pretty
personal
neat.
with all the people, pretty much the whole route. Because I've also been in the major uptown routes, and there's a lot of barriers at some points. You can't quite get as close, but you can get right up in there with all of your Chewbacca's fandom.
Yeah, kind of a hands-on experience for Mardi Gras.
And our webcast always talks about where numbers tell stories.
Yes.
So as you're hula hooping down this, how many calories can you burn? I mean, you are going all the time.
So you are hula hooping the whole time, and I actually jump through my hula hoops a whole lot. So usually at the end of a major route, my fitness watch is like, wow, you are so amazing.
It's cheering for you like you're the best
It is
ever.
so excited
You
for
climbed
me.
Mount Everest,
And it
right?
thinks that I've climbed a mountain and run like 10 miles. Generally at the end of a parade, you've got like 10 or 11 miles. And for me, because of all the jumping, I've got 25 or so flights of stairs. And I can probably eat a whole king cake by
right.
myself.
I
It's
love it.
given me like 1,000 or so extra calories. I'm like, yes.
So yeah, my watch is telling me, hey, you might want to stand up. Her watch is telling her, calm down. Right?
That's right. And Trish, I don't know if you know this, she's also in the crew of Muses. So we were talking a little earlier, and there's something about a glitter sweatshop that I think she needs to tell us about.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I don't know about the glitter sweatshop.
I know. That's no.
So this is my first year riding in Muses, but I've been helping a friend of mine glitter shoes for years and years now.
So Muses is the ladies' crew.
Is the ladies' crew
and their
that
big thing
is
are
right.
the high heel shoes.
That's
Yes,
right.
the very,
So-
very glorious high-heeled
Yes.
shoes, and they need to be things of beauty, so
they're
they
not
are
to be
coated
worn,
in glitter.
they're just to be
No,
displayed.
Displayed. But I've been helping her for many years, and I refer to it as the glitter sweatshop. I go in and we glitter, 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 and there's just so much more to it than you realize. This is my husband's first year having to go through this, and he said, wow, I didn't know it was going to be this much work. He's now offered to like help clean up. He's not going to glitter. He says that I'm going to judge him too harshly.
So we went from, we're messy here, right? Beignet sugar gets everywhere.
That's right.
So he had to participate in that, and now he's having a...
Poor
Swoop up
man.
the
He had to have a break. He had to break down and finally accept glitter.
Yeah.
In the beginning of our relationship, I'd be all dressed up for my Mardi Gras parade. Of course, I'm coated in glitter. And he'd make me sit on a towel in his car. But
Where is he from? Is he from...
he's from Memphis,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Not
So
from
he
New
is.
Orleans.
So
Yeah,
no,
he's learning.
He
He's
thought
Culture shock.
he was like, got all this glitter all the time. But now, he's helping me with the
Yeah.
glitter. He's completely he's like, I know what I got into when I married you. That's right. Sequins,
glitter. It's amazing.
I love that. So as we, approach the Mardi Gras season, it's sort of it builds, right? And everybody has their Mardi Gras story. And thank you for sharing some of yours with us. I mean, it's amazing to see how all the cultures come together. And
Yes.
New Orleans is such a unique place. And for even me, a local, to hear more stories about things I wasn't even aware of is pretty incredible. And the tie-in to our busiest time.
That's
and
right.
You still
It's
find a
all-
way to have fun.
Yes.
And share that.
Well, that's something I think to love about accounting and public accounting. And New Orleans, there's a lot of flexibility. I didn't start out in accounting, but man, I love it. And I often think it's a career that folks should go in. There's just,
So much
there's so many great
opportunity,
things. There's
flexibility,
opportunity,
yes.
flexibility. I get to meet all kinds of wonderful people. We are so much more than, Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters
Yeah.
or, Ben Affleck from The Accountant, a lot less murder in our lives.
Yes, yeah.
I was thinking
Not
of
so
some
much.
typical accountants this morning, and that's what everyone thinks that you are. I've been told so many times, you can't be an accountant. You have too much personality. Well, I am an accountant, I am a CPA, and I love it.
And a goddess. And a goddess, right? Right.
right.
And you know what I love about your story is that you're able to be that CPA and bring that CPA's, those skills to your nonprofits or your audit clients or to your coworkers. But you're also able to let your personality shine, and you're also able to do what you're passionate about, within the community.
Well, joy is actually one of my core values, and I love that I can bring that to my clients and my coworkers and my friends, and honestly, my life.
And to this podcast
And
today.
to this podcast
Yes.
today. And, as we sort of wrap,
Yes.
what a fitting way to end that.
Yes.
Because you're joyful.
Yes, joyful.
And it
for
just
sure.
emanates from you. And I so much appreciate you sharing with us and everybody, the list
Yes.
of people Ann just described. And now the podcast community,
Amen.
your story. So happy Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Same,
Are
same.
we ready?
Are we going? You've been saying you want a king cake.
I
all
don't
morning.
know. What do you want? Okay.
Let's go. We're going king cake.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's go.
Let's
king
go
cake.
king cake.
We're going to go kind of off script, so hope
Uh-oh.
everybody can
Plastic. It's
understand
heavy.
that
It's
we're
one
going
of
to
those-
do. We're going to
Most king
do.
cakes weigh a lot.
Yep. Take a bite.
All right.
And you got to
Like,
get the
yeah,
big
I'm gonna
one.
grab this one.
The baby might be in
Right.
there. I don't know.
All right, we
Watch
didn't
your
know that.
teeth.
Here you
I'll
go.
be
Here you go, Ron.
careful.
Oops. Yep.
Mind your teeth.
Yep. Okay.
I'll take
All
the
right.
big one.
Well, Trish Thibodeau, it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Trish Thibodeau, very
That's right.
South Louisiana.
That's
name.
right. The
That's
hula, the
right.
hula hooping goddess CPA.
Yep.
Who would have thought, right?
Yep.
So let's say cheers and thanks
Cheers.
again, Trish, for joining us today.
And ladies
Thank
and
All right, here we
gentlemen,
go.
bon soleil.
Yes. All right. All right. King
Thank
cake.
you.
All right. Okay.
Antoine's.
Yep. Gonna have to do some hula hooping, Ron.
Oh, yeah. That's why I got the big one.
Right.
Gonna burn some calories.
Heck yeah.
Mostly picking it up from the ground because
That's right. That's right.
So, you really just gotta like rock. You see? You just rock.
Right.
Just rock.
Okay.
Or you can also
You can roll.
rock side to side. That's all the more fancy stuff,
I don't think I have that end part.
though. Start.
And then what am I doing this?
Just rock. Just rock forward. Oh, you got a little bit of a start.
Oh, wait, it fell.
I mean, it's very aerobic.
I just don't have it. Hey! That was almost something. Okay.
I know you need some breather, huh?
It's the student, not the instructor. I think I burned off my king cake. I feel good.
I'm sure you did.
And you do that in whole parade.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's different. Walking and hula hooping, like, you have to,
You have to do that.
yeah, because you've got to readjust every time.
And the New Orleans streets are full of
Keep it.
potholes, so you got to
Oh, my
watch that.
goodness. Yeah, honestly,
And you're in
on the
heels
route,
too. That's good to know.
you don't waist hoop the whole time, you'll die.
Yeah.
Lots of, woo, that looks real fancy. Yeah, you definitely got that trick.
I got that.
Yeah.
Put an arm out like this. Don't you have to kind of. Woo!
Fancy. Wow.
Hey, hey,
Love that.
hey! Look at that, would you? Oh wait. All right.
All right.
I think I've done all the damage I can do to the hula hoop industry. One more time. I was better with this leg. 2 more times.
You had one that went a
Yeah.
few times.
This side. It won't keep going.
Practice I've been doing.
There you go.
Oh, look at you, Ron. Good job.
Look at that.